Tuesday, May 21st, where a moderate risk, that's a level 4 out of 5 of severe weather, is possible across the Midwest and North Central Plains. So let's show you exactly where that risk lies. A very small area across southeastern Iowa and parts of Illinois. Davenport, you're in the bullseye for this moderate risk of severe weather, but we also have to keep in mind that enhanced risk that includes areas from Chicago, Milwaukee, Omaha, Des Moines, and Kansas City. In this area, we're expecting numerous severe thunderstorms that are capable of producing damaging winds that will be the primary risk in excess of 75 miles per hour, but we also cannot rule out an isolated strong tornado within this zone and very large hail. But take a look at where our severe weather risk expands into Texas and even parts of the Midwest. So a huge chunk of the country is under some sort of severe weather risk for Tuesday. So let's give you an update on this tornado risk. Now that's a hatch zone. So within areas from Des Moines to Davenport and parts of Wisconsin, you have more of a chance of seeing isolated strong tornadoes. Around this area from Chicago all the way down into Oklahoma, you also have an isolated tornado risk. So this is especially important, especially as we head into this morning. We're going to see multiple rounds of storms moving in across this area. One of the primary risks, like I highlighted earlier, was that 45% chance of wind risk. So that means damaging winds in excess of 75 miles per hour are possible within that pink zone. Around it also have the possibility of seeing strong damaging winds, and that wind risk includes areas of Oklahoma and all the way down into Missouri and even parts of Kansas. Very large hail is also possible in excess of 2 inches in diameter within the zone of Omaha, Des Moines, and stretching into Kansas City. So something to keep in mind, damaging hail is possible. Now let's talk a little bit about the ingredients, because in the upper levels of the atmosphere, you're seeing that shortwave trough move into the zone, especially peaking into the afternoon. At the surface, we have a low pressure system. As it pushes to the east will deepen, so that'll bring in favorable conditions for these storms to fire off quickly in association with a cold front and a warm front. Dew points, a very moist atmosphere, will be in place, especially into the afternoon hours, where dew points will be in the 60s and 70s. And temperatures will also be peaking in the 70s and 80s, especially across areas of Iowa and Illinois, where temperatures will help with the instability. You can see instability values are highest, especially as we head towards the late afternoon into the evening. And favorable wind shear is in place for these storms to grow quickly and even rotate. So that's something that we're watching, especially with these storms and these multiple rounds of storms, I think peaking, especially in the afternoon. One of the factors that we have to watch is what's happening in the morning. So multiple rounds of severe storms are possible across this area. You can see the first line of convections, especially over the overnight hours, will continue from Omaha to Des Moines all the way up into Minnesota. As early as 5 o'clock in the morning, you can see Omaha and Des Moines, you're under that risk of some severe storms moving through your area. And then as storms quickly push to the east, eventually affecting areas from Des Moines, even into parts of Wisconsin. But take a look at what happens behind this. As early as 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a line of storms will start to form just outside of Omaha. So that's a secondary wave of storms that will be pushing through and eventually making its way across Des Moines, where you can see some individual supercells are possible, not only across areas of Des Moines, but maybe possibly into parts of Missouri north of Kansas City. And then as this line of storms pushes to the east, areas from Chicago all the way into Illinois and even parts of Missouri will get in on this line of storms. Maybe some embedded rotation within this storm, and stretching all the way down into Oklahoma. So that'll continue well into the overnight hours. So very active evenings in store. But if these storms can push out of the area quickly, that means that the atmosphere will destabilize for the afternoon. So that's one of the limiting factors we're watching with these storms. Of course, we're going to continue to update you all across the social media platforms on this severe weather risk and right here on the MyRadar app.
way. Looks like that's going to be this evening and overnight. For the most part, today is going to be a really nice day, but you're going to notice that humidity, those warmer temperatures, and some breezy winds. All of that is going to fuel that potential for some thunderstorm activity as we head into the later hours of today. Right now, though, partly cloudy skies. Those temperatures low 80s for most of us. 82 right now at O'Hare. It's 84 down in Joliet, but 64 in Waukegan, and that's because we have this warm front that's sweeping northward, continuing to surge those temperatures into those 80s. Likely a lot of locations will hit that 90-degree mark today. You're also going to notice it is humid outside. Those dew points right now in the mid 60s and low 70s in some locations. So that's how much moisture is in the air. So it's really moist outside. All of that is coming up for the Gulf, and we're going to continue to see that coming in ahead of that system, and then we'll quickly see those dew points drop as that passes through. Wind gusts also fairly strong today. We're seeing those out of the southwest at the surface, anywhere between 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts, sustained winds up to 20 miles per hour. Aloft, though, we're seeing those winds more southeasterly. What that's going to do is create the potential for some spin in the atmosphere, which is why we could see some of that active weather later today. All of that is due to really the surge of these two weather systems. We have moisture from the Gulf, we have moisture from the west, from the Pacific, coming together right across our area, bringing us that potential for some active weather as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. Already starting to see some of those storms triggering across Iowa and into Wisconsin right now. Potential for that active weather is a bit stronger across those areas, and then we're expecting that to weaken a little bit as it approaches the Chicagoland area this evening. As it does, still going to see the potential of some fairly strong winds and numerous tornadoes possible as well. That's going to be into the overnight hours, and then that will quickly dissipate and we'll see some quieter conditions for Wednesday. So here's our severe outlook for today. Most of us are under that level 3 of 5, that enhanced risk of some strong to severe storms. Our main threat period is really between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. tonight. Destructive winds possible up to 75 miles per hour and potential for numerous tornadoes. We could see up to an EF2 tornado possible as well. Temperatures today going to be into those low 90s, mostly sunny and humid. Those storms move in this evening. Here's our 7-day forecast. 90 today, storms tonight, and then temperatures really drop off quite a bit back to normal Wednesday and Thursday with some quieter conditions in the forecast. Back to you guys.
Okay. continuation of this tornado warning for places like that over towards St. Vincent. Y'all watch out. Scale discussion here. Tornado and damage and wind threat continues. I really do think that these storms are mostly dying. I think that we should have remnants. A new tornado warning has been issued. New tornado warning for Wild Rose in Woods Harbor and Red Granite. And also Saxville. You guys are under a tornado warning as well. Michael, thank you for sending these pictures in. This is near Greenfield, Iowa. This is Greenfield, Iowa. We've got drone imagery of a very clear path of destruction. Wow, that is a strong tornado. Literally flattened everything in its path. Holy smokes. Maybe next to Google Maps, and we've already got something like this already there, just to kind of make our own version of that. We'll kind of map out the tornado path here in just a moment once things start to calm down a little bit. Obviously, that's something that we need to do anyways, is just to try to figure out what we're going to do when we get down there. Some bad damage. We got our streets, we need to go down all that good stuff. So secondary to recovery efforts once they start to once they make it to the lake. But Noah, my luck, what leader we draw on something else. Okay, we do have, and this is a great call, a destructive severe thunderstorm rate for Madison. It's the strong winds up to 80 miles per hour are moving into town right now. Madison, and I still just continue to do this kind of isolated computers. We're already starting to hear some stories as well about stuff like, we were talking about the debris fallout, the debris field from the wind field earlier. There's apparently people that are finding pictures, 50 miles away, whatever, they just fall on this sky. So those kinds of stories are going to come. Biggest stories. It's just crazy that we're already hearing about that kind of stuff. I'll show you just an update on some of our rotation signatures that we're following here. Yeah, it's definitely a very strong storm with a couple of different areas where a potential tornado could occur. Moving up towards Wausau and Merrill and Antigo, Wisconsin. Hopefully everybody up there is already in their safe spots. It hasn't been under a tornado warning for a little bit now. Similar situations unfolding here between Ripon, Beaver Dam, and Columbus. And now some of those stronger winds are probably moving into Madison, Wisconsin at this moment. So y'all get ready for that. Once the severe weather situation calms down a little bit more here, of course, we're going to go into recovery mode. We're going to continue to talk about the damage and talk about our plans with the All Squad. But also, we might talk a little bit about tomorrow and the future severe weather setups that unfortunately we do have to deal with here, because today's not the only day that we'll be live, I think, over the next week or so. So this was, this is what today's outlook looks like. We've still got that moderate risk in place. So I think we're going to get an update soon. Actually, no. When's the next update? Yeah, right now. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, so we're a little. It should be coming out really soon. So we'll get an update. I'll show you that once that happens. I'll just go ahead and show it to you. So tomorrow, for Dallas up through Little Rock into the Blue Hill of Missouri, and a slight risk that goes plumb all the way up to upstate New York. All right. So right now, there's just a 5% tornado probability. So as of right now, I have no plans on live streaming tomorrow. Probably going to spend most of our time working on the recovery efforts here in Iowa. However, if this gets upgraded to a moderate risk, or if we get in that 10% hatched tornado risk, we'll probably be live tomorrow. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Also, looks like big storms are possible on Thursday. Yeah, right now it's a slight risk, but we'll watch the potential for that to be upgraded. We might get a little bit of a break Friday, but we're right back at it Saturday with day 4. What is this, day 5? Slight risk right here for regular valley towards the rock, and then a pretty rare extended outlook all the way up on May 26th. We've got a slight risk of severe weather in West Kentucky, Middle and West Tennessee, and places like this. A new tornado warning. This actually, the last time I looked at this looks pretty concerning. This looks like it definitely, if things don't change, this will be a day that we're live here on the channel talking about maybe another either damaging wind event, widespread damaging wind event, or a tornado situation, unfortunately. So this is what we're looking at today. Today's weather outbreak is the beginning stages of a multi-day severe weather outbreak, unfortunately. New tornado warning is for Ripon, Alto, and Fond du Lac. guys can go ahead and try to tell me how to say that, but I don't know. Fond du Lac in Wisconsin. Take shelter. Hey, you know what? Let me try something real quick. You know, AI is not good for much, but one thing it might be good at is helping me with that kind of stuff. Let me try something. Fond du Lac. Hold on, let me try something. Hey, I'm just a simple man. I'm a weatherman on the region, okay? There's a tornado coming through this place in Wisconsin. It's called Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac. Can you help me pronounce that correctly?
Sure. It's pronounced Fond du Lac. Does that help?
It does. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fond du Lac. All right. Hey, that's cool. I think we need to integrate that into the live stream. That's like Jarvis, like Iron Man's Jarvis. Like I'm just gonna. Anytime I've got a question like that, I'm just gonna ask anyone. That's awesome. All right, so we've got a tornado warning here in New York. You guys can take the shelter. I think we've got that update to our SBC on as well. So as soon as I get that graphic for you, I will show you that.
Brian, AI is wrong. It's Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac. Oh man, even AI is wrong. I'm screwed. there's no getting it right. Okay, so this is the latest day one outlook. This is the remainder of our moderate risk. We've got a tiny little sliver of moderate risk vector to the Storm Prediction Center. Essentially, by the time these storms get past Watertown and Whitewater and Beaver Dam in Wisconsin, the tornado threat is going to be going down significantly. So these storms will make it to Milwaukee and Chicago, but the tornado is going to be much less there than what it is right now. But it's not going to be zero, so obviously we need to be weather aware all the way through the night. Anywhere that you see colors here on this map. I do think the storms are going to weaken significantly though over the lake. AI was right. Okay, you know what? This is one of those situations where you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. And you live there. People from one street say it's pronounced this way, from this street say it's pronounced another way. Riley lives up here, so I think he'd know what he's talking about. The chat during situations like this, the chat is just a really entertaining place to be. Big storm still going through Madison right now. The good news is we have no verifiable debris signatures or velocity couples that are of extreme concern. We do have some, concerning areas, and that's why we have so many tornado warnings. But I really don't think we have any tornadoes down right now. There's just a lot of potential tornadoes maybe about to happen. So we need a lot of people to take precautions, right? So take shelter from any of these houses that are some of the stronger indications of maybe some spin-up tornadoes are occurring up here in the northwest.
A new tornado
You
warning
gotta go
has
back
been
to
issued.
Arkansas. Polk and Conway counties in Arkansas. New tornado warning here as, man, the storm just continues to look really impressive on velocity. It's kind of like reorganizing there. Looks a little bit more, got a little bit more oomph to it. Your Mars Hill, you have a, it's like I'm trying to use a tornado here. Watch out. And places like Haddon, Weston Chapel, Arthur, Irvingtown, and Centerside.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
Hey, looky here, we got a tornado watch coming here.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning for Waupun, Elmira, Oakfield, or Campbellsport, and Eden in Wisconsin. Elmira, Farmersville, Kankakee, Ashford, and Armstrong.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I'll tell you one thing I've learned from you guys tonight is the pronunciation of that term is heavily debated. I don't think anybody is agreeing on this. But listen, I'm flying by AI. That's how I'm gonna go from now on. That's what I'm gonna listen to. So blame the collective knowledge of humanity and not me. Okay? Alright, so there's a new tornado warning in Arkansas here for Clinton, Arkansas, Gray Hill, Clyde, Formosa, Choctaw, Bee Branch. Somebody says, we just call it fun. That's good. I mean, that's probably what I call it. I'm gonna head down fun. Need anything from the market, honey? I live in Oshkosh. We go down to Fondue. Just past Nikini. What's up with these town names so weird? Oh, here's a good one. Taycheedah. Is that right? Taycheedah. Right next to Farley down there. In Mount Calvary. Very French. By the way, all these places that I'm saying are all 20. So, not just, saying town names for nothing. Like, you should be taking shelter if I'm saying your town name.
Hey Ryan, so I actually had a update, not from this event. So 2 days ago, there was a moderate risk. We did not go live for it because it was a big windstorm that occurred in Kansas and Oklahoma, the region. The National Reserve of Norman has rated several tornadoes that occurred in Oklahoma. One of them was there was a tornado emergency that was issued. The tornado occurred in really, really rural area. The tornado emergency only had about a population of 500, and it didn't even hit the town that the tornado emergency was going for. But there was a map of all their surveys that they did. It's one long tornado family, and one of the tornadoes, the very first one, was a mile wide. They said that was the Custer City storm, which a lot of people knew. You retweeted a bunch of the things related to that tornado emergency. So I just wanted to mention that since they've released the surveys for some of those.
All right, thank you very much, Elijah. I was, for a day like yesterday, it's a weird day. We were really trying to refine the criteria, like what it takes to trigger a live stream for us. But I was here, I was monitoring crazy series of events. That really wasn't picked up by any of the forecast models. That went down there to Western City. So, yeah, just crazy stuff. So, the 2024 severe weather season just continues to be absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. If you are just now tuning in, we are tracking a bunch. We've got 9 tornado warnings. We've got a line of tornado warning storms moving through Wisconsin right now. Fundy Lake is under a tornado warning. Rosedale, Mount Calvary, Johnsburg, Oakfield, you guys are under that as well. We do have a tornado warning for Madison, Wisconsin right now. And honestly, Madison, you guys are just getting hit by several counts here, and another round is about to move in. 80 mile per hour destructive winds are possible again in Madison, probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so if you've already had a big storm in Madison, another big punch of wind is getting ready to come through, so get ready for that. So yeah, the storms are almost moving. They're moving very fast. There's way more of a northerly component at this point than an easterly component. So it feels like we're moving slow geographically across the state of Wisconsin, but each individual storm is moving very, very fast. Let's go check out this severe storm in Texas. There is one in Texas. I don't know what in the world is going on here. This literally has popped up by itself. Seemingly unprovoked. What was this about? I don't know. Anyways, it's a very strong storm. 2-inch diameter hail possible here in Brownwood over the next little bit. Also, rotation. This storm is rotating. I would say that the National Weather Service will warn us. A tornado warning is probably due for this storm within the next, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, if we continue to see velocity returns like this and they get closer together and brighter, maybe 2 more scans like that, we'll probably see tornado warning. So this is down here in Texas. Also seeing some rotation come together here with the storm in Arkansas that's to the south of Blue Mountain, moving towards Dane. That's probably another one that will get a tornado warning at some point here. It looks like it's trying to organize into a supercell that is similar to those ones up here that are tornado warning now to the northwest of Conway. Speaking of those, we still have a really impressive circulation here happening moving over towards Wesley Chapel and Sogohachia in Arkansas. There's something about these towns today, man. These tornadoes are hitting towns that are just very hard to pronounce. Arkansas, I usually do fine with Arkansas. That was kind kind of curveball there. So once again, if anybody's watching in Madison, Wisconsin, you've got another big one. There's strong winds coming in right now. Get ready for it. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, so this is about the Texas storm that you just pointed out. There's actually a report from 2 minutes ago of nearly 3-inch hailstones with that. So it's a really big hail producer.
All right, thank you so much, Elijah. That is really big hail. 3-inch in diameter hail would make it larger than baseballs. So get ready, Brownwood. That's a big deal. And also maybe the town of Dalzell, Woodland Heights. This is a classic supercell. It's with an eagle presentation. If you ever hear a storm chaser break over, you'll hear them say sometimes, you know, this supercell's got a
Is tracking the latest and a much calmer Wednesday next.
Check in with Demetrius tonight. Some severe weather over parts of our area.
Yeah, over, I'd say near the Janesville area, a little bit towards Lake Geneva. We're seeing some showers and thunderstorms, which are popping up there. For the most part, though, and when you're talking about Chicago and much of our viewing area, we're not seeing that in our region yet. Still, though, we have that watch, which remains in effect. Here's how things have looked for us today. We saw quite a warm day, warmest of the year, of course, with temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and low 90s. You may have noticed that the humidity a little bit more agreeable today. I mean, you know, we had dew point temperatures in the 60s, but we did have the outside temperatures well warmer than that. All right, there are two weather systems that I want to tell you about. First off, we're talking about a low pressure system that is spinning to our north. It's actually moving away from us a little bit, pressing to the north across portions of Minnesota. This is the one that's caused quite a stir across portions of Iowa with those powerful thunderstorms, those tornadoes. Looks like deadly tornadoes that our friends there have seen. And then there's another one. I'm calling this number 2. It's going to miss us to the south, kind of protect us from seeing precipitation as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. So the system that's pressing to the north, it has a warm front which is north of us. That warm front, of course, has already been through. We're in the warm sector. Close to the warm front is where we're finding a lot of twists in the atmosphere, and they're still seeing the potential or maybe even tornadoes, which are continuing across portions of Wisconsin. And then that powerful cold front with temperatures even at this hour in the 80s on one side, in the 50s on another side, on the back side of that thing, in the cold sector. So Minneapolis, I'd say, is the center of circulation. Des Moines, the front's already moved through. The storms, unfortunately, have moved through also. Sioux Falls at 52. We're at 83 right now, and 80 for Peoria. I mean, look at, a couple cities that are maybe an hour apart or so. Temperatures are some 10 to 15 degrees cooler. Here's how things look as far as our severe outlook map looks. I'll continue to show this. This has been updated, and we're still in that enhanced risk. Again, we're right on the edge there of seeing those severe winds. We have winds which are right now sustained, or at least gusting outside of thunderstorms to around 50 miles per hour. So all it takes is a storm to just pick it up a little bit. Once you get to that 58-mile-per-hour threshold, you can be talking about a severe thunderstorm. But there's also this tornado watch that remains in effect until midnight. Told you the counties earlier today, LaSalle County all the way through McHenry County. In terms of the storms that we've seen across the country, 18 tornadoes so far today. Damaging wind reports have been numerous. We had 80-plus mile-per-hour winds across Iowa, 165 damaging wind reports, and significant hail, 52. Look at some of these numbers. 80 in Norway, Iowa, Elizabeth, Iowa, 80 miles per hour, Dubuque up to 77, and West Liberty 70. So, even for areas that did not see the tornadoes there, and as you can see, you can't really see much of Iowa. There have been numerous reports of wind damage, large hail, 4-inch diameter hail. That's grapefruit-sized hail across portions of Iowa. But as we come to you, we have this line splitting in a big way. A lot of people call this the Chicago split because it happens a lot where you see the storms press to the north, press to the south, but not so much here. As we look out to our west, there's nothing really pulling in this direction. We are watching this line, which is just developing. Our computer models are kind of showing that lingering across areas west of us, maybe clipping LaSalle County. Right now, though, we're not seeing watches and warnings associated with that one. We just have that tornado watch that remains in effect till midnight. Our computer model, this is our rapid refresh model, which has performed superbly this evening. And what it shows is these showers and thunderstorms moving right up along I-39 and then weakening very quickly, and then everything just kind of petering out later tonight. So, dare I say dodge the bullet. We may have dodged a cannonball with this thing. I mean, we certainly didn't want to see what our friends in Iowa saw. But as you take a look at Edgewater, you can see that it was another beautiful day. Of course, those water temperatures are only in the upper 50s and low 60s, so too chilly, I'd say, to jump in, but it was a nice day to head out to the shore. Mundelein, we have seen wind gusts up to about 48 miles per hour. A light pole is now leaning in Libertyville, so a little bit of non-thunderstorm wind damage there. Morris, we've seen a wind gust up to 46 miles per hour. St. Charles, 46, and Oswego, 42 miles per hour. Remember, the threshold for severe winds is up to about 58, so you're not far away from that. How about these high temperatures, though? The Cubby Bear, 91 today. In Geneva, Illinois, we got to 91 also, and Herscher up to 90 this afternoon. Here's how today looks at O'Hare, 89 degrees. We didn't get that 90, but we were close enough. Midway, 91 this afternoon. Of course, warmest day of the year at the lakefront. We were up to 88. We really overcame any possibility of a lake breeze because we had winds coming in at such an intense clip from the southwest. So in Lakeview and Geneva, we were up to 91, and in Crystal Lake and Deerfield, 86. A typical high would be 72. Dry at this hour. We've been dry all night in Chicago. 85 degrees your current temperature. Winds out of the south at 17 miles per hour. Elsewhere, we find Rockford still at 80. A number of thunderstorms have moved through, but they haven't cooled them down very much. 86 still for Midway and 85 for O'Hare. So it's not a stretch to say the cold front hasn't arrived yet. Dew point numbers are up there. They could be higher, especially when you think our temperatures outside are in the upper mid to upper 80s. We have relatively dry air in the region right now. These are your current wind speeds, and we're seeing winds sustained at between 20 and 30 miles per hour. We're seeing winds gusting to 40, 45 miles per hour. So again, you're right on that line there where just a little bit of a spike in the winds will bring you that the severe levels. We're expecting to see winds continue in this intensity until later tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be in the cold sector, and winds will come in from the west and northwest. So here we are with that low pressure system again. We're going to monitor this line over the next couple of hours. The tornado watch remains in effect, and on the future outlook, what it does is basically continue with the Chicago split. Everything goes north, everything goes south. It chronicles a relatively calm night for us. We don't mind that happening. And then as we get into tomorrow, we expect to see some clouds in the morning. Sunshine will come our way by the afternoon. A much nicer day, cooler, but we're not worried about those strong winds or thunderstorms as we get into Wednesday. And then for Thursday, non-severe thunderstorms mainly to our south, marginal risk to our southwest, slight risk to our southwest also. Let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. An isolated strong storm will be possible, especially west and right up along I-39. The tornado watch remains in effect, and we'll let you know if that thing is dropped. And then into tomorrow, 78 degrees will be the high temperature. Cloud cover for the morning we start to clear out during the afternoon. That means sunshine comes our way. And then into Thursday, 77 the high under mostly sunny skies. Here's a 7-day forecast. And we do have a wet weekend coming our way, but these are not all-day washouts. We're dry for Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, a 40% chance for rain. Saturday, a 30% chance for rain. 50-50 shot at showers and maybe a thunderstorm on Sunday. The high 74. And for Memorial Day right now, we are looking at a high temperature of 70 with a 30% chance for showers and storms.
What are those little lightning things on Monday?
The potential for a little bit of thunder and lightning. The good, it's 6 days out, so
You might make them disappear.
I feel like my back is covered, if you know what I
Okay,
mean.
all right.
All right?
We get it. All right, let's talk baseball coming up.